You guys are always asking us, how do we make money here? We're going to show you the big bucks that we made in our very first ever calf flipping endeavor.
So whenever Kelly was pregnant and she said, hey, I have
a brilliant idea.
Yeah. And while I'm pregnant, I want to get a milk cow and I'm going to have a baby. And so, Bo, you're going to be in charge of doing all the milking once the baby comes. When Georgia was born, I knew that I was going to have to milk twice a day. And I didn't want to do that because I don't mind milking in the morning, but I really, really loathe milking in the evenings. It just makes me mad.
Your dairy cow can feel like a prison to your homestead if you don't do it the way that we did. So we were like, how can we have a dairy cow but not have to have a machine and not have to milk twice a day? The solution was have a calf with your cow. Our favorite line at our homestead is, gotta get a calf. You gotta get a calf.
Gotta get you another calf.
Because when we bought our dairy cow, she came with a calf, but the calf couldn't keep up with her milk. So our guy that we bought him from just kept saying in his very Texan accent,
gotta get you another calf.
Gotta get a calf. So we say this all the time, and we went ahead and got 2 calves.
Well, no, hold on. We gotta take a step back. So after Buttercup, we got Taco, which we've told y'all a little bit about the backstory with Taco. But see, we even realized that one calf wasn't enough because there's a possibility that one calf can get sick. And then you're stuck, what I hate, milking in the afternoons. So milking twice a day. So that's the quick story of whenever Taco got sick, Kelly and the kids went out of town to Florida. And I said, I am not going to do this for 7 days, milking twice a day. What we did is we went and we bought these 2 dairy bull calves. That's what was our thought is, hey, if one calf can barely keep up with her, then let's get 2 and she can fully support and raise 2 calves.
It's really a story about cow math.
You're going to understand the full story of why we're telling you this at the end because I think that it was a success what we did, but we also had a lot of learning experience. So whenever we got Taco, I got Taco, he's the one who got sick, because I knew that we wanted a calf that was, because Buttercup was skittish. So I wanted one that would attach to humans and that was friendly and nice because we wanted to raise it as a steer. He didn't work out. So we were really in a rush to get these 2 other calves. And really from the get-go, they were always skittish. So it was hard to herd them where I wanted. They wouldn't follow for feed. They really wouldn't even follow Goldie and Buttercup at the end of the night. Bigger cattle, they will respect a single strand of hot wire. Calves just don't. They just go right under. It just doesn't bother them.
They're little.
Yeah. So Taco got sick. We got these 2 little calves at 2 weeks old. They grafted to Goldie perfectly. Everything was going good. And then we started digging our pond.
Pretty soon after, like within a couple of weeks.
Exactly. And this wouldn't seem like this is a big deal, digging a pond and having little calves. The design of the pond, they had to clear a lot more land than we actually thought that they were going to have to, which created a really bad erosion problem because they said it was going to be a dry winter, and this has been a super, super wet winter, and this pond is almost full, y'all. Like, it's really cool. But we had to sow a whole lot of ryegrass to be able to hold back that water and to slow down the erosion. And these stupid calves, they're not stupid, we're really grateful for them, but these calves were, what is it, the bane of my existence? What is it? How do you say that?
Yeah, the bane of your existence.
They were annoying. They got back and they would just eat all of the ryegrass, like the little baby ryegrass. So it never got a chance to get a hold of the ground. Like the roots didn't get established because they were just nibbling it all off. And then we would try to get them and they would just sprint and they would just tear it all up. So I would be back there on my phone yelling, not at Kelly, but to Kelly, like, I hate these
dadgum cows.
And she just said, it's time for them to go. It was really easy, super duper easy. Like this auction's on a Saturday. You can go and drop them off up to like 10 o'clock at night. And there's just these teenage boys that just unload them and they get me all excited. They're like, oh man, these are going to go great. Somebody's going to buy them for their daughter or their granddaughter. I think they're going to go for like $300 a piece. I'm like, yes!
They'll be pets somewhere because they're just so adorable.
Yeah, he's like, they're going to do great. So I'm all excited. You drop them off at the auction and you're not there. You have to wait like 4 days until the check comes in. And finally, the check comes in and
Big
we find
money,
out
baby.
how much we made from these two calves. We only made $367.92.
And how much did they cost per piece?
So we're going to give you that full breakdown. Okay.
This is why it's not a fail. It's just a lesson.
All right, so they didn't actually sell for $367. They actually sold for $418. And total. So you should have we should have known that, business is business and they have to make a profit. I just didn't know how much of a fee the auction was going to take. So they took $50 and
like
58
10%.
cents. No, it's not that. Because it's 10% for us.
Yes.
But there's like a minimum fee. Our friends, ranchers, they sold 2 and they made a lot more money than we did. And their fee was only like $70.
I thought their fee was like $80, which was about
No, it's 10%. Not exactly. There is a floor, which makes sense that there's a minimum. So we didn't know that. So really,
now we know that.
Now we know that they sold for $418, and so we netted $367.92. Now the key to this is they just weren't big enough. They were they weren't even 4 months old. So they were like 3.5 months old. One of them weighed 185 pounds. The other one weighed 215 pounds. We really needed to get them to like 400 pounds a piece.
I think we were a little sheepish. I think we weren't sure how big they were going to get and how easy they'd be to control. We weren't sure if they were going to get horns. Like there were just all these like what ifs in our mind. And then the frustration that they were causing was almost not worth it at that point. So just having so many things we didn't know, first time experience, it was kind of not even really stupid tax. It was just kind of like the tax of learning.
The smaller the animal, the cheaper per pound you're actually going to get for that animal, because the farmer is going to take on more risk and more cost to be able to grow the animal out. Versus a full-grown steer, if you take it to auction, theoretically, a guy can take that, buy that animal from the auction, load it in his trailer, and take it straight to a processor and create beef out of it, and he can already have a profit without any risk at all. So that was a learning experience for us. Prices were going anywhere between like $1.70 and some of them they're going up to $2 per pound. So $1.70 to $2 per pound. That's what I was thinking it was going to be. And I was also thinking that they were going to be heavier. They were not heavier. And we only got $1 per pound off of both of them. So this is just the learning experience. So let's break down how we actually made a profit. So we got these for $125 per. So that meant that we had a teeny tiny profit of $117.
So here are the pros. The pros are we did turn a profit, right? We also learned a lesson. We also alleviated our stress of milking, and we kept our milk cow healthy. So that's the pro. The cons are honestly the time that it took to get our first 2 steers for this. So we bought bull calves from, not from the auction barn, but from an individual seller, which is great. There was a little bit more predictability for the health and like biosecurity risk that we were taking. And then the con, I guess, would also be just our first time experience, not having more knowledge. However, I guess I'm more glass half full. So I think, wow, overall, if we take off all the pros of what we learned from this and then put it toward our next opportunity, then that would be a huge success.
I think I was glass half empty in the beginning, but then I did a little bit more cow math. So I thought in my head this way. Let's say we never did calf flipping. Let's say I actually wanted to, or whether I wanted to or not, I actually milked in the evening.
Yeah.
So in the evening, Goldie can produce maybe 1 gallon every single evening. So if we took that 1 gallon and we did what's called a cow share, and we were able to sell that raw milk, let's say a gallon of milk for raw milk is $10 a gallon. So if we took that, $10 a gallon, and we took every single day, so there's 30 evening milking, so that's 30 gallons a month times 3 months, that's 90 gallons that we would sell at $10 per gallon. That's $900. So you would think, well, why didn't you do that?
Exactly.
You would have made a lot more money. But it was only $900. If that was like $3,000, then I would say, ooh, that was
We
so
really
stupid.
missed it. Yeah.
But it wasn't. It was not even $1,000. By having those 2 calves, we were able to do Thanksgiving. We were able to
leave our property.
Yeah, for like 3 days at a time. If it rained outside, I said, I'm just putting the calves on. I'm not going to milk this morning. So there was freedom in that.
We got their poop.
Sure.
So we could take those. In fact, we're
Sure.
just about to do our garden today. Like we took all of their waste and contributed that to our compost. There is almost intangible value coming from this calf flipping experience.
Yeah, you can't put a price on what they had. Now, the biggest thing, they kept Goldie healthy.
Yeah.
Having 2 calves on a Jersey cow that comes from a
dairy,
kind of a dairy, not like a traditional dairy, but a small dairy. She's milked by a machine. She was putting out like 6 gallons a day whenever we got her. So if you're hand milking, there's going to be some milk left in that udder, and you have to do the teat dip. You have to strip them out. It's kind of a little bit of a stressful thing to make sure that you're going to keep her udder
like a pressure.
healthy.
The pressure on the first-time homesteader. Like these are all things that we're learning at once, and we don't have the luxury of learning them over time. It really is feet to the fire. So learning to strip out every single teat and then just hoping that we did it right.
Yeah.
The calves alleviate that burden.
The best and most healthiest thing for your family milk cows, udder and all teats and everything, is a calf. The calf saliva just is exactly what the cow needs.
Yeah, so without that, if you're machine milking, you're going to have this teat dip that you need to apply. Our cow just particularly hates it. But when we have the calves on there, there's an exchange of antibodies. So she's helping to nourish the calf with nutrition from the milk, and then the calf saliva has antibodies that help to keep her teat clean and healthy. It's the same thing that happens with humans as we're nursing babies. The same exchange is happening with our body. So it's this fantastic thing that nature does on its own, and we're able to facilitate that with those calves. So I think...
Well, what do we do it again?
Yes.
We're already doing it again. So the calf that you saw in the thumbnail, whenever you clicked on this video, we got this. They look like they're twins.
They do.
Like, not twins of the twins.
It's kind of like a cookie cutter with all these Holstein bull calves. Like, they all look the same. So we could probably have called these ones Cookies and Cream. Yeah. It would have been just fine. Subsequently, their names are not Cookies and Cream. They are Marshmallow and Puff. So we got rid of Cookies and Cream. Getting Marshmallow and Puff, they are docile. They are friendly. They love people. They're curious about us. They are easy to come to and to get them to do what we want, especially at this stage.
Yep.
This is a lot like a bottle calf baby. Those bottle calves are much more likely to be touched easily, managed easily. They'll move where you want them to go. I feel like taking the knowledge that we learned from the first one, applying it to the second flip, and then even knowing, like, maybe we'll keep one of these as our own.
Oh, and
growing him out for another 18 months.
And we also, with the last 2 Cookies and Cream, we also learned how to band them. So we were able to actually get that experience of banding these boys. So we're going to be banding these boys in the next week or so.
Which we learned after our taco experience.
Yeah.
So each time we're getting these animals, there's something else, another tool that we're adding to our bag.
The one thing that I would say that you just want to be aware of is biosecurity. If you're bringing lots of calves on, It's a freaky thing. It's something that I don't like.
It's the biggest risk out of all of it.
It is. Because Goldie, for us, we bought her for $2,500. But if someone wanted to buy her from us, man, I mean, I wouldn't take anything less than $5,000 because of everything that we have built with her. Like, she's trained.
Well, the value for our space.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know what the plan is. Goldie is pregnant.
I don't know the plan either.
I know. Goldie's pregnant. Buttercup is pregnant. I think this is our first time we're telling you guys.
Woohoo!
Whenever she calves, she's only going to have one calf. She's going to go back to max production possibility of producing
Which is like
a lot.
6+ gallons.
So I don't know what we're going to do. We might get another baby calf to pair with her Jersey calf. We don't know, but we do know that if you want to maximize your profit, do not sell your little calves at 3 months. Wait till they're over the 400 pounds.
I was going to say, really look for that pound mark, I think even beyond age. So, and all of them are going to grow differently, especially if we decide to band them. So banding influences their growth rate, the milk that they're getting, the breed that they are themselves. All of these things are going to add up to how quickly you flip them. We will hold on to these babies a little bit longer, much closer to 400 per. So we're also moving much bigger animals. So what we do with them now conditions them to help us get them off our property in the future.
Yep. So if you like this video, I'm going to put 2 videos about cows, story about Taco, and then also a video of whenever we got Goldie, our dairy cow.